In his 80 years, Samuel Whitmore had witnessed plenty of bloodshed. He'd served the crown in war, but this battle was markedly different. As they retreated from their debacle at the battles of Lexington and Concord, the regulars, or Royal British troops, were harassed by musket fire. In an attempt to protect themselves from more sniper attacks, the regulars burned down colonists' homes. But this only spawned more resistance. Farmers seized their muskets and joined units of Minutemen or soldiers in the colonial militias in pursuit of the Redcoats. Advanced units of Minutemen urged families, the elderly, and the infirm to seek shelter to protect themselves from the unfolding conflict. When such advice was offered to Sam, he responded with a line worthy of any action film.
If I can only be the instrument of killing one of my country's foes, I shall die in peace.
Guy here for Hidden History, and today we're in Arlington, Massachusetts to uncover one of the strangest skirmishes in what is now known as the Battle of Menotomy. But before we walk the grounds, let's discover more about Samuel Whitmore. Born around 1698 in what is now Charlestown, Massachusetts, and a farmer by trade, he enlisted as a private to fight in King George's War and is believed to have risen to the rank of captain and served with the Royal Dragoons. He fought against the French in Canada, most notably participating in the 1745 Siege of Louisbourg. We don't know if the rumors are true that Sam fought in the Pontiac War and the French and Indian War. What we do know is that he became a political leader staunchly supporting colonial rights in the face of a distant and increasingly controlling parliament. Sam's political rise was closely linked to his advocacy for the common man over the elite. Wealthy merchants, looking to escape the filth and crime of Boston, began purchasing land in nearby towns. The affluent class started to acquire local offices to represent their own interests, a trend particularly evident in Menotomy, which was then part of Cambridge. To combat the political issue, Cambridge elected Whitmore to various offices in the 1730s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, including town sheriff and state delegate. In office, Sam demonstrated that he was both a man of the people and, well, a bit of a smartass. When he ousted the wealthy incumbent John Vassall from his position as delegate to the state's general court, Sam jokingly remarked that Vassall was, and I quote here, no more fit to discharge the said trust than the horse that he rode in on, end quote. Solid words from Sam. Not particularly amused by Sam's quip, though, Vassall filed suit against him for libel. Sam prevailed in that suit and then launched his own lawsuit against Vassall, which was ultimately successful. Under pressure from vocal opposition, Parliament repealed the unpopular Stamp Act in 1766. Concerned about further attempts to exploit the colonies, Cambridge elected Sam to a select committee responsible for instructing their representatives before the General Court of Massachusetts on how to vote. Impressed by Sam's grit in objecting to Parliament's overreach, he was elected by Cambridge as a delegate to the Massachusetts Committee on Convention, a body whose mission it was to object to Parliament's continuing efforts at taxing the colonies. Sam was certainly a supporter of reducing British influence by any means necessary. With his disdain for intruders, be they wealthy merchants or regulars, Sam embraced the colonial cause in 1775 and took cover behind a stone wall in his field with musket ready and a cutlass and two pistols at his side, waiting for the British regulars to arrive. In 1775, the average male lifespan was around 64 years old. At age 80, Sam was well past his prime, but Sam wasn't just any ordinary octogenarian. He had a very particular set of skills which he'd acquired over a very long career. Let us know in the comments if you get that movie reference. Musket fire echoed through the air, coming from the house of his neighbor, Jason Russell, where a bloody skirmish had broken out. The sound of the regulars' heavy boots marched closer and closer. Waiting to ensure his shot wouldn't miss, Sam jumped out from behind the wall as the regulars passed by and fired his musket. A soldier fell. Sam took two more shots, one from each pistol, killing one soldier and possibly mortally wounding the other. Like some kind of one-man killing machine, Sam drew his cutlass and charged the brigade. The regulars unleashed their wrath. Someone yelled, "Kill the old rebel!" Then the troops charged at Sam. A regular discharged his musket at point-blank range, hitting Sam and tearing off half of his cheek. The enraged soldiers then stabbed him with their bayonets somewhere between 6 and 13 times, and then used the butts of their muskets to club him in the head continuously. Satisfied that the old man, lying in a pool of his own blood, was dead, the regulars continued their retreat to Boston. But Sam's story didn't end there. He continued to bleed out for another 4 hours before locals discovered him on the ground, writhing in agony and attempting to load his musket. After a long and agonizing recovery, he was somehow nursed back to health. Perhaps just despite the crown, he survived another 18 years, although probably in significant pain from his cheek wound. After serving his community for over 5 decades, Sam passed away on February 2nd, 1793, right before George Washington's first inauguration. Sam achieved the ripe old age of 98. His obituary said it best: he lived long enough to, quote, see the complete overthrow of his enemies and his country enjoy all the blessings of peace and independence, end quote. In 2005, Massachusetts bestowed an honorific upon Sam. They gave him the official title of State Hero.
This is the approximate area where the attack took place. The street in front of us is Massachusetts Avenue. The regulars would have been marching down here towards Boston. For those of you that can't read the plaque, it says, near this spot, Samuel Whitmore, then 80 years old, killed 3 British soldiers, April 19, 1775. He was shot, bayoneted, beaten, and left for dead, but recovered and lived to be 98 years of age.
If I understand the records correctly, Sam's farm would have extended beyond that brick building over there, but what you're seeing in front of you is Whitmore Park. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to help us make more videos, please hit like and subscribe. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next walk.